Hello and welcome to another part of this chapter probability. In the previous part we have discussed about moment generating function and its applications. We have shown that mean, variance and other moments can be found from moment generating function by just differentiating and putting t equal to 0. In the previous part we have obtained mean and variance for some discrete distributions, that is binomial and Poisson. In this part we shall find these moments for some continuous distribution. First of all, we consider normal distribution, the most important distribution in probability. The PDF of this distribution is given as 1 by root over 2 pi sigma e to the power minus x minus mu square by 2 sigma square, where mu and sigma both are parameters out of which sigma should be positive and x varies from minus to plus infinity. We know that moment generating function about the origin is denoted by mxt of the real variable t, and it is defined as expectation of e to the power tx, where x is the given random variable. Now since normal distribution is continuous, so expectation of e to the power tx, this can be written as integration from minus to plus infinity e to the power tx into fx, where fx is the PDF. We have replaced the value of fx, that is 1 by root over 2 pi sigma into e to the power minus x minus mu square by 2 sigma square. Now we have already evaluated this type of integrals a number of times, but in this case we have one extra term, that is e to the power tx. So to evaluate this integral, we first take all the constant terms outside the integration. So taking 1 by root over 2 pi sigma outside the integration, it is e to the power tx minus x minus mu whole square by 2 sigma square. Next, if we take minus 1 by 2 sigma square common from these terms, then it is minus 2 sigma square tx plus this quantity x minus mu whole square, which is x square minus 2 mu x plus mu square. Our target will be to write this as e to the power minus x minus something whole square. So let us write here. So simplifying this, we find that this is x square minus 2 times mu plus sigma square tx plus mu square. Now if we want to write this as x square minus something whole square, then we have to add one term, that is mu plus sigma square t whole square. So here we have added one extra term, that is mu plus sigma square t whole square, and also subtracted the term mu plus sigma square t whole square, so that combining the first three terms we can write it x minus mu plus sigma square t whole square. So the first three terms can be written as x minus mu plus sigma square t its whole square. Now the remaining terms, which can be written as e to the power 1 by 2 sigma square, if we multiply this minus here, then it is mu plus sigma square t its whole square. So it is mu square plus 2 mu sigma square t plus sigma to the power 4 t square, and finally this minus mu square. So if we simplify this, we can find this term. Next, cancelling mu square and minus mu square, if we divide these terms by 2 sigma square, then we find that it is e to the power mu t plus half into sigma square t square. Now you can easily obtain that. Now e to the power mu t plus half sigma square t square, it is independent of x, so we can take this quantity outside the integration. So we have taken this term outside the integration, and if we assume mu plus sigma square t equal to suppose capital M, then this can be written as integration of e to the power minus 1 by 2 sigma square into x minus capital M whole square. Now this integral is known to us. We have evaluated this integral a number of times. To evaluate this integral, we have to use a transformation. The transformation we have to use here is x minus capital M by root over 2 sigma equal to z. So dx by root over 2 sigma equal to dz. So if we apply this transformation, then we find that this becomes e to the power minus z square and dx equal to root over 2 sigma dz. Now the limits, as x tends to minus infinity, since sigma is positive, so z tends to minus infinity. As x tends to plus infinity, then z tends to plus infinity. Now we can cancel root over 2 and sigma. So cancelling root 2 and sigma, we find that this integral becomes this. Integration of e to the power minus z square from minus to plus infinity. Now we find that e to the power minus z square is even function. So we can write this integral as 2 times 0 to infinity. So here it is, we have written as 2 times it is 0 to infinity, since e to the power minus z square is even function. Next we have to evaluate this integral, and we know that to evaluate this integral we have to replace z square equal to t so that it reduces to a gamma function. So the transformation z square equal to t, so 2z dz equal to dt and dz equal to dt by 2z and z equal to root t. So if we use this transformation, then this integral reduces to e to the power minus t and dz equal to dt by 2 root t, and the limits are unchanged. Now cancelling 2, we find that t to the power minus half can be written as t to the power half minus 1, so that this can be written as gamma function, and we know that this is equal to gamma half. So this is equal to gamma half, and we know that gamma half equal to root pi. So cancelling root pi, this is equal to e to the power mu t plus half sigma square t square. So this is the required moment generating function for normal distribution. So we write moment generating function about the origin mxt is equal to e to the power mu t plus half sigma square t square, and this is valid for any real value of t. Now this is the moment generating function about the origin. Next, suppose we want to find moment generating function about the mean. We just recall one property of moment generating function, that moment generating function about any point a, this is equal to e to the power minus at into moment generating function about the origin. So here suppose we want to calculate moment generating function about mean, so it should be e to the power minus mt into moment generating function about origin. Now we shall show here later that mean of normal distribution is mu, which you already know. So if we replace m equal to mu, then the moment generating function about mean, that is equal to e to the power minus mu t multiplied by moment generating function about the origin, which is e to the power mu t in plus half into sigma square t square. So if we cancel e to the power minus mu t and e to the power mu t, then it is e to the power half sigma square t square. So this is the moment generating function about mean. So for normal distribution, this is the moment generating function about origin, and this is the moment generating function about mean. We first find mean. We know that mean is the first order moment about the origin, and we know that the first order moment about the origin can be written as ddt of mxt, that means differentiation of mxt with respect to t one time at the point t equal to 0. Now we have already obtained that mxt equal to e to the power mu t plus half sigma square t square. So if we differentiate this term with respect to t, we find that this is e to the power mu t plus half sigma square t square. The differentiation of e to the power this term is equal to e to the power this term multiplied by differentiation of this power with respect to t. So this should be mu plus differentiation of t square is 2t, so it is sigma square t at the point t equal to 0. So if we replace t equal to 0 here, we find that this is e to the power 0, which is 1, and it is mu plus 0. So this is mu. So mu is the mean of normal distribution. Next we shall find variance, skewness and kurtosis. Now we have obtained that moment generating function about mean is equal to e to the power half sigma square t square. Now if we expand this series, we know that exponential function of this is equal to 1 plus this function by 1 factorial plus this function square by 2 factorial up to infinity. So it is 1 plus sigma square t square by 2 plus sigma to the power 4 t to the power 4 by 8 up to infinity. So variance equal to expectation of x minus m square, second order central moment, that is second order moment about mean, and we know that this is equal to 2 times derivative of the moment generating function about mean at the point t equal to 0. So to find the variance, we have to differentiate this function 2 times at the point t equal to 0. And we have already obtained that this function is nothing but this series. So if we differentiate this series 2 times and put t equal to 0, then we find that the first term is 0. If we differentiate this 2 times, then 2 times derivative of t square should be 2. So it is sigma square. So here we write it is sigma square plus next term is sigma 4 t to the power 4 by 8. So if we differentiate this quantity 2 times, we shall find that this is sigma 4 by 8 multiplied by 4 into 3 into t square plus the remaining terms. And here we find that the terms are in increasing power of t. Next, if we put t equal to 0 here, we find that it is sigma square, because all the remaining terms will be cancelled out because the terms contains the positive power of t. So variance, that is second order central moment for normal distribution, is sigma square. So this is the variance. So standard deviation will be sigma. Next, to find skewness, we know that coefficient of skewness is given by mu 3 by sigma cube, where mu 3 is the third order central moment. So to find the third order central moment, we have to differentiate this mx minus mt 3 times with respect to t, and then we have to put t equal to 0. Here we find that if we differentiate the first two terms 3 times with respect to t, then this will be 0. Consider this term. If we differentiate t to the power 4 3 times, then it will be 4 into 3 into 2 into t. So if we put t equal to 0, then it becomes 0. And for the remaining terms, these are in increasing power of t. So for the remaining terms, the power of t should be greater than 4. So if we differentiate these terms with respect to t 3 times, and if we put t equal to 0, then we shall get 0. Therefore, the third order central moment for normal distribution is 0. Not only that, if you calculate any odd order central moment, then you will find that the value is 0. So mu 3 equal to 0, that means coefficient of skewness, which is gamma 1 equal to mu 3 by sigma cube, that is equal to 0. Next we find kurtosis, and we know that coefficient of kurtosis beta 2 is equal to mu 4 by sigma to the power 4. And to find mu 4, that is the fourth order central moment, we know that we have to differentiate this moment generating function about mean 4 times and put t equal to 0. We have already obtained that moment generating function about mean is this. So if we differentiate these 4 times, then we find that first two terms equal to 0. This term t to the power 4, if we differentiate this 4 times, it will be 4 into 3 into 2 into 1. So we write sigma to the power 4, and 4 times derivative of t to the power 4, which is 4 into 3 into 2 into 1. Now for the remaining terms, we know that in this series the power of t for the remaining terms are greater than 4. So if we differentiate all these terms 4 times with respect to t, and if we put t equal to 0, then the terms will be 0. Next we put t equal to 0. So this is 3 sigma to the power 4. So this is the value of mu 4, and we know that coefficient of kurtosis, this is mu 4 by sigma to the power 4, which is 3. So 3 is the coefficient of kurtosis for normal distribution. So using moment generating function, we have obtained mean, variance, skewness and kurtosis for normal distribution. From here we write one important formula, that is moment generating function can be written as a series where the coefficient of t to the power k by k factorial, this is the kth order moment about the point A. And we know that kth order moment about the point A is kth time derivative of mx minus a at t equal to 0. So this is one important formula. So using this formula, you can easily find variance, skewness, kurtosis of normal distribution. We consider one more distribution here, which is exponential distribution, and we know that this is the PDF of exponential distribution, fx equal to lambda h to the power minus lambda x, where lambda is a positive parameter and x is greater than 0. So first we find moment generating function about origin for exponential distribution. We know that moment generating function about origin is equal to expectation of e to the power tx. Since exponential distribution is continuous, so it is integration 0 to infinity, because the value of x is greater than 0, so it is 0 to infinity e to the power tx into fx. Next we put the value of fx. So we have replaced the value of fx here. Now we can take lambda outside the integration. So taking lambda outside the integration, this can be written as e to the power minus lambda minus t into x. Now we can integrate this easily. Next to integrate this, it is e to the power minus lambda minus t into x by minus of lambda minus t. But we must keep in mind that t is not equal to lambda, because if t is equal to lambda, then this is undefined. So t not equal to lambda. Now if we put the limit x tends to infinity, then we know that this exponential function tends to 0 if power of this exponential function is negative. So this quantity tends to 0, that means this quantity converges if lambda minus t is positive. So this converges if lambda is greater than t or t is less than lambda. Otherwise, if lambda is less than t, then this diverges to plus infinity. Therefore, this quantity converges if t is less than lambda. In that case, this is equal to lambda by lambda minus t. Therefore, we write that moment generating function about the point origin for exponential distribution is lambda by lambda minus t. But here t must be less than lambda. So this moment generating function is not valid for any value of t, but it is valid only for t less than lambda. So using this moment generating function, we can find mean and variance. To find mean, we know that mean m equal to expectation of x, the first order moment about the origin, which can be found by differentiating mxt one time with respect to t at t equal to 0. So if we differentiate lambda by lambda minus t one time with respect to t, we find that this is lambda into 1 by lambda minus t square. So if we put t equal to 0, then this is lambda by lambda square, which is 1 by lambda. So mean of exponential distribution is 1 by lambda. To find variance, we need to find second order moment about origin, that is E of x square. This can be found by differentiating mxt 2 times with respect to t and putting t equal to 0. That means we have already differentiated mxt one time. That means we have to differentiate this function once more. So if we differentiate this function with respect to t, we find that this is minus 2 lambda divided by lambda minus t cube, and also derivative of minus t, that is minus 1 at t equal to 0. So if we put t equal to 0, we find that this is 2 lambda by lambda cube, that is 2 by lambda square. So this is the value of E of x square. So variance equal to E of x square minus m square. We know this formula. Now E of x square equal to 2 by lambda square. We have already obtained that. And m equal to 1 by lambda. Mean is 1 by lambda. That is 1 by lambda square. So variance of exponential distribution is 1 by lambda square. From this we find that standard deviation of exponential distribution is 1 by lambda, since lambda is positive, that is given. So we have obtained mean, variance and standard deviation for the exponential distribution by using moment generating function. Similarly, you can find moment generating function for any distribution if the moment generating function exists at all. And then using that function you can find mean, variance, skewness and kurtosis. So with this we complete this part. Thanks for watching.